having come out of Scientology, there are just mounds and mounds of pseudoscience in that group, and it's interesting to me that these groups, once you open the door to that within a cultic environment, it's almost contagious, and there's almost a sort of a um, other pseudoscientific practices start easily come into the communities. I can't tell you how many food fads and health fads there were, ripping through the Scientology churches and the Sea organization, that real billion-year group I was part of. So it's raw food diets and MSM and some other chemical stuff and Chinese tea. I mean, this was all of these were huge rages while we were when I was doing that stuff. What do you think? What's the state of this now? How would we talk about pseudoscience now? Has it lessened since the last time we spoke? Has it gotten worse? Is it about the same? What's your estimation on this?
Well, I think it's got way worse. And just to kind of backtrack for a bit, I mean,
Yeah.
you're right insofar as it's the same underlying psychological underpinnings that lead people to fall into cults and conspiracy thinking and pseudoscience. And so that's why there is such a prevalence of pseudoscientific approaches or treatments in places like Scientology, where there's a lot of either anti-psychiatry views or anti-vaccine views, and or just alternative medicine ideology products and services, because a lot of them, there's a lot of reasons that people fall for such misinformation and propaganda. There's it happens at the level of the individual. It happens at the social level where people are targeted with such misinformation. We're talking about identity factors, community, as you mentioned. So there's lots of good reasons for why those things kind of coalesce. I think I just posted today, and we have empirical support on it. It's kind of an unsavory term, which I do mention in the book, but there's a term called crank magnetism, which is an idea that describes the phenomena whereby belief in one kind of pseudoscience or conspiracy tends to attract another, kind of like a magnet, this kind of
There we
crank
go.
magnetism. And the reason for that is this underlying, psychological underpinnings. And so it's almost regardless of the content, people are feeding into the same kinds of, like I mentioned, kind of personality traits, and or just buying into a narrative that is very polarizing and divisive and us versus them.